Hi, my name is Alusain Barry. Welcome to this second part of our example on answering comprehension passages in the English language exam. Earlier, we said you should read all the questions carefully, and so because this will help you to save time and it will tell you the sort of things you should be looking for. Okay, and we ended up by looking at the third step, which should be rereading the entire passage, but this time looking for pointers to the questions you have been given. Okay, we did this, so we actually have seen pointers to all four, to at least four of the questions, sorry, five of the questions that we have been asked in the essay. Okay, so now the what we'll be doing in the fifth step will be answering the questions. Okay, but before we do that, we should reread the passage carefully. So this time we are going to read the passage, but while rereading the passage now, we are going to do it carefully, trying to look for detailed answers to the questions. Okay, so let's scroll up. We scroll up. Okay, so we say there is a fierce war going on in Africa which has attracted little public attention, but is nonetheless a serious business for all concerned. It is a war of man versus baboon. The conflict started when engineers built the magnificent bridge which skirts Victoria Falls and crosses the Zambezi River. That, apparently, gave the baboons the opportunity they were looking for. They swarmed from the jungle across the bridge in such numbers that trains were held up by chattering families of baboons. You can see them chattering here, okay? They swung from girders and barked defiance at everyone. Remember, for those of you in Sierra Leone, if you've ever been to Freetown from Port Loko or in any of the regional towns, you will see that when you pass through Magbele Bridge, there are girders. Let me just draw over the bridge here, okay? You see huge metal rods on the bridge. So baboons were hanging on the girders, okay? And they were shouting at everyone, okay? They were hanging there. So we see that the first paragraph introduces what the problem was, what brought this conflict, the building of this magnificent bridge, and the baboons were actually waiting for such an opportunity. Okay, so what were they doing? They swarmed across the jungle, across the bridge from the jungle, and then they were swinging from the girders and they were barking at everyone. Okay, drivers, guards, and passengers. So then our question here could be answered simply, what incident, what was the reaction of the baboons after the new bridge had been built? We can see now that once the bridge has been built, what the baboons did was they swarmed from the jungle across the bridge. Okay, they swarmed from the jungle could actually be across the bridge would be our answer. Okay, so we can say they swarmed from the jungle. They swam from the jungle across the bridge. Okay? So remember, we use they because they is referring to the baboons. And then our second question was what incident caused those in control at the airport to deal with the issue seriously. Now we can actually move on to the second paragraph. It says, recently, guests at the new tourist hotel at Victoria Falls have complained that trousers and other articles of clothing have been disappearing mysteriously at night. But we see that there are underlined words here. Okay, guests at the new tourist hotel. We are asked what grammatical name is the underlined set of words. Okay, and what is their function. Now, if you see here, it says recently guests at the new tourist hotel at Victoria Falls have complained. Okay, guests. Guests are what? These are nouns. Okay, but remember, this could either be a clause or a phrase. If it has a finite verb, then it is a clause. Okay, if it has a subject and a finite verb, it's a clause. Now we have guests here, so this is subject, but it doesn't have a finite verb here. guests at the new tourist hotel at Victoria Falls. Actually, it just has modifiers of the noun guests. Okay, so this should be a phrase. But if it is a phrase, what sort of phrase is it? Now we see recently guests at the new tourist hotel. Guests at the new tourist hotel. So this is actually a noun. Okay, this whole expression underlined. So we can say this is a noun phrase because it is acting as a noun. You can imagine this being who. It refers to something or someone or some group of people. Recently, dash group of people have complained, and that dash should be a noun. Okay, so this is a noun phrase, right? And then what will be its function? Now, a noun phrases can modify or can be subject or object to maybe a verb. Okay, so and this is exactly what it has done here. It is the subject of the verb have complained. Okay, what did the guests do? You will know this. You will know what it modifies when you ask what. Okay, so what did the guests do? They have complained. Okay, so the function will be so this guest at the new tourist hotel at Victoria Falls is the subject. Let's just write SJ. Okay, subject of the verb have complained. Okay, this is the function of the noun phrase, right? So now we can go on and look for our other answer. Our other answer, remember, we were asked what did the authorities at the airport do to forestall further intrusion um, by the baboons. We saw here that it was said, what incident caused the authorities, the airport caused those in control at the airport to deal seriously with the issue of the baboons. Okay, we saw that what pointed us to that was when one of them was found asleep in the cockpit of a southbound airliner. Okay, so you can simply use this as your answer. When one of them was found asleep in a cockpit of a southbound airliner, right? One of them, you can just say the baboons. One of them is found was rather sorry. One of them was found asleep in an airplane, you can say. In an airplane. Okay? A southbound airliner, it's just an airplane. Okay? So now, and then we are also asked, um, what did the airport authorities do to forestall further intrusion? What they did was they installed electric flares embedded in concrete alongside the runways. Okay, you can say the authorities. The answer, you can say the authorities installed electric flares, electric flares embedded in concrete alongside the runways. Okay, you can just copy this up. And then the other question we have here, what does the writer suggest as the final solution to the baboon problem? I'm racing against time here, okay? Um, the next stage, we saw that this was our answer. The next stage in this strange conflict will be the erection of an electrified fence. So this will be your answer for question D. Okay, this is what the writer suggests, the erection of an electrified fence. And then we also have, what fear did the Matabele's have? The Matabeles have a fear that if the baboons disappear from the Victoria Falls, the river will dry up and the smoke that thunders will thunder no more. So this will be your answer for E. Okay? And then finally, the light stood up to the onslaught. What figure of speech is contained in the expression?